Welcome everybody, I am the YouTuber here, and let me take care of something here. Just... Okay. I had to take care of something, but this is just how you do teams in get teams and what teams are in the game. Let me show you what teams are in the game naturally. Some that you have to download and some you don't have to download. You do have college teams. Some of these are that I've downloaded and some aren't. But I'll show you. Okay, so you have Air Force, Army, Birmingham, Brown, Bryant, Bucknell, Cleveland State, Colgate, Dartmouth, Delaware, Denver, Detroit, Drexel, Duke, Fairfield, Georgetown, Harvard, two Harvard teams. Why two Harvard teams? I don't know. High Point, Hofstra, Powell Lacrosse, Ithaca College. That one I had to download, by the way. I'll show you how you download those teams in this video as well. Jacksonville, John Hopkins, Lafayette, Lehigh, Manhattan, Marist, Marquette, Massachusetts, which is UMass, Mercer, Michigan, Monmouth, Mount St. Mary's, Navy, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Penn State, Penn, Princeton, Providence, Quinnipiac, Richmond, Robert Morris, Rutgers, Sacred Heart, St. Joseph's, Seton Hall, Shippensburg, Siena, St. John's, Syracuse, Townsend, UMBC, which is University of Maryland, and Baltimore, I think, Buffalo, Utah State, Vermont, Villanova, Virginia Commonwealth, VMI, Wadner, I don't know where the Wadner is, Yale, and Youngstown. Alright, so those are the ones that are actually considered college teams, and there are some that are custom teams. The professional teams are as follows. You have Rochester, New York, Florida, Colorado, Cleveland, Chesapeake, Charlotte, Boston, and Atlanta. And of course, you break down your teams into different conferences or stuff for the colleges, at least. For the East USA, you have Atlanta, Birmingham, Hartford, Seton Hall, Shipley, UMBC, and Vermont. East, in terms as the coast, that includes North Carolina, Notre Dame, Duke, Syracuse, and Virginia. Then the large East, Denver, Georgetown, Marquette, Providence, St. John's, and Villanova. For the large 10, it's Ithaca College, Johns Hopkins, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, and Rutgers. The Pioneer Athletic is Delaware, Drexel, Fairfield, Hofstra, Massachusetts, or UMass, and Townsend. The Vine League, or Ivy League, if you want to call it that, Brown, Dartmouth, Harvard, both Harvards, Penn, Princeton, and Yale. So kind of like the Ivy League, but without Cornell. We'll get to Cornell in a minute. They are in this game. Whether they have a team or not remains to be seen. But some of these actually have lacrosse teams, and some of these are, if they had a lacrosse team, what they would look like. We have Detroit, Manhattan, Marist, Monmouth, Quinnipiac, Siena, and University of Buffalo. For the North, we have Bryant, Cleveland State, Mount St. Mary's, Robert Morris, Sacred Heart, St. Joseph's, and Wagner. For the Hero League, you have Army, Bucknell, Colgate, Holy Cross, Lafayette, Lehigh, Loyola, Navy, and Utah State. Then you have High Point, Jackson, Mercer, Richmond, Virginia Commonwealth, VMI, which is Virginia Military Academy, and in Youngstown. Then you have Developer, which is Big Ant. Big Ant Company produced this game. Then you have your All-Star team. You have Australia, All-Star, Ireland, Israel, the MLS All-Star, or MLS All-Stars, MC, the Major League Lacrosse. And you have the Stripe, and then you have UK. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, I don't know why their jerseys are black. There, I can edit that out, or create a team with that, but because you don't want to be playing Australian United Kingdom and it be like, oh, that's not, yeah. So then you have why AAA, I don't know, it's the minor league lacrosse, AA. It's kind of like my MLB and minor league and for lacrosse. Gives you more teams. I will create some more teams for AA clubs, which include these teams here. No League, which is the teams that are custom teams that I either downloaded or created myself. Majority of them are downloaded. I only created one team. Then that was Purdue. You'll get to them in a minute, but these are teams that are custom, but are pretty well, almost realistic. You have Morgan State 1975, 2018 Team Australia. So you do have Australia where they're not in black and white. So I guess you can put them against the other team. You can mix and match. You can have college and international, or international and pro. You can mix and match like you can in hockey. Canada, Air Force, Akron, Alabama, Appalachian, Arizona State, Arizona, Arkansas, Army. We have another Army one in there. Auburn, 2 Auburns here. Why have I have more Auburns? Because they had different jerseys in there. Another Australia one. With a nickname added on to it. So there's more teams I had not downloaded yet. Ball State, 2 Ball States: Baylor, Birmingham, Boise, Boston College, Boston University, Bowling Green, Birmingham, Bucknell, Butler, California State University, Central Connecticut University, Central Michigan, Charlotte, almost identical there. I'll have to condense that down just to one. I didn't know why I downloaded it twice. Chicago State twice. Clemson, Cleveland State. Three times. Coastal Carolina again. Another Coastal Carolina. Then you have College Lacrosse, College of William and Mary, Colorado Buffaloes, Colorado State, Columbia, Connecticut, Cornell, another Cornell, Czech Republic, Davidson, Celebration, Green Wave, or Denver, DePaul, Detroit, East Carolina, Ellen, Fairland, Finland, Florida, Florida Southern, Florida State, Fordham, Furman, George Mason, Georgia, Georgia Institute of Technology, or Georgia Tech, Georgia State, Germany, Grand Canyon, Hofstra, Illinois State, Indiana, Iona, Ireland again, James Madison, James Hopkins, Kansas, Kentucky, Kutztown University, and that's a real university, Louisiana State, or LSU, Louisiana Tech, Louisville, Loyola University of Maryland, LSU again. The shorts, wild shorts, but I like it. Marshall, Mercer, Miami. That actually has the actual logo in there. How they got the real logos, I don't know. Michigan State again there. We may just keep it that way. It is. I like having more than one uniform combination for teams. And then Michigan State, this time with the green Trojan or Spartan. Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana State, Morgan State, NC State, Nebraska, Netherlands, New Mexico, New Zealand, North Carolina State University, which is NC State, North Tonawanda Lumberjacks, wherever that is, I'm going to have to type that in. Northeastern, Northern Arizona, other Lumberjacks. Northern Arizona, Northern Illinois, Northwestern, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Ohio, Old Dominion, Ole Miss, Oregon, another Oregon, Oregon State, Penn, Pepperdine, Pittsburgh, Purdue. That's the one I created, by the way. The other Purdue that was already created. St. Joseph, South Carolina. St. Francis. St. Francis, New York. St. Francis, Pennsylvania. Stevenson, Stony Brook, Sweden. Sweden again. Sweden almost has the colors like Michigan. Switzerland, Israel, USA, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, another Texas Tech. That's Townsend, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Barbara, UCLA, Air Force, Akron, Central Florida, Cincinnati, Connecticut, Dayton, Hartford, Illinois, Iowa, UNLV, Louisville, Maine, Maryland, Baltimore County. That is UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Okay. I knew I had the University of Maryland, Baltimore, but I didn't know what the C stood for. County. Okay. That makes sense now. University of Massachusetts, Lowell, University of Miami, University of Minnesota, University of Mississippi, University of Montana, New Hampshire, University of North Carolina, Wilmington, 2 teams there. University of North Florida. University of North Florida. One is nicknamed the Ospreys. The other one, the Seahawks. Don't know which one is. If they're the same team, and just they put different nickname on there. Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, Greenberg. In the University of Pitt, or the Pitt Panthers, Rhode Island, 2 Rhode Islands, South Florida, University of District Columbia, or UDC, University of Wisconsin, University of Iowa, USC Trojans, Utah State, Valparaiso, Vanderbilt, Virginia Commonwealth, or VCU. Virginia Tech. Another Virginia Tech. And that is a actual logo for Virginia Tech. Tennessee, actual logo. Wake Forest with actual logo. Washington, West Point Army Black Knights, basically Army, because Army's in West Point. West Virginia Mountaineers, West Virginia Mountaineers, West Virginia Mountaineers. We have a lot of West Virginia ones. Some with a throwback logo, and some with their current interlocking VW, or WV, I mean. That is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, Western Carolina, Western Kentucky, Western State, Walford, Xavier, York College at Pennsylvania, Youngstown, and Yugoslavia. Now, let me go back to the back to the All-Stars for just a moment. Why they're black and white, I don't know. I'm going to try to find another one that I could use. If not, I'm going to create one. Because there's other teams I have not gone through or lived through as far as the community search and community files are concerned. The ones that people have already created. I want to thank those who have created those. Another one that I want to show you that we had gone through, but we didn't spend enough time on. Let me find it here. Why the logo is not missing, what is missing from the side next to the name written out, I don't know. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Utah, next to Utah State. Okay. No wonder it was, I couldn't find it right away. It's because it was in the U's. It's in, I guess, in alphabetical order. After Utah State are right next to each other. It's kind of fitting. Now this one I edited out. This one was in red and white before, which Utah State is blue and white, so I had to change it. So I'm not trying to put the guy or person who created it down or make him feel bad. I'm not trying to do that in any way, shape, or form. But there's another one that's a road jersey that's blue. So you can have more than one jersey. You can have, I think you can have three or more. I think jerseys, uniform combinations in there. I'll show you how you get the teams. Okay, this is how you delete a team, and we're gonna delete Okay. Let's see here. Team we're gonna delete is in the we're gonna get rid of you because I'm gonna try and find another one or create one on my own. I'll show you how you do that. Where was that? Northern. It's an N. B, C, D, H, I, J, K, L, M, This is the one I wanted to get rid of. But what it does not delete it from the game. It just deletes it from my download teams, but does not remove it from. But does not remove it from the game completely. I can still go back and get it. Now you can create a team or add a team. How you edit the team is you click on the team you want to create or edit. Edit, I mean. So if you want to edit army, you click on that. You can go in identity, and you can go in depth on that. You can do the uniforms, manage roster, lineup, sharing, coach, home ground. So that's how you edit the team that has already been downloaded. You create a team, same thing. Once you get the roster created, it'll have a 1 on there. It'll turn green. It'll turn green when you have the minimum requirement. You can go over that requirement, but you have to be at the green, in the green area. I'm trying to get them all in the green. So 4 and 6 is the requirement for attacking middle and defender, 4 for attacking middle, and 6 for defender. Goalie, I think it's 2. Or sorry, 1. I always like to put two goalies on your team, just so that if you have an injury, you can put another goalie in. Oops. So 2 as a minimum on the face-off. For defense and middle and attack. Six. So there you have it. You can add your lineup there, and uniforms, identity, home ground, coach, and then you can share it with everybody so that everybody can see it and use it. Teams that are created by other people, they are free to download the unpaid money to download them. You also can edit them as you please. So again, the why I edited Utah State not only because it was colors weren't the way they should be, but I wanted it to be accurate, not to put down the person who created them. Not to put the person down who created them. So you can look up each particular so you have 2,828 teams that you can choose from. The Utah State one was way at the end. It goes by 20. Teams. I'm gonna see if I can't find where that Utah State one was. think it was in the somewhere in the thousands, I think. Alright, so here when I downloaded Utah, or when I pull up Utah State, this is how it is. So there's one. That is the same thing. Why one is red, I don't know. But you download a team, you just hit community, or hit the X. It will bring up the community stuff. It should. And it'll be a little slow. Okay, so so those are the two there. You can do any team. You can have them as red and white if you want. They're actually blue and white. The team is actually blue and white. I'm going to see if I can't do a quick download of this one. Make sure I have this one. Now it's starting to be slow, so we'll end it there. But that's how you do it. Until next time, keep on YouTube, everybody, and we'll see you next time.